And a very warm welcome. You're joining us here at Hyde Park on Other Derana 24. Tonight we will dive into a conversation about money, mindset and mastering not just your financial future but a country's financial future as a whole. How much education plays a role in this financial literacy. So in studio here in Sri Lanka at Hyde Park for the first time we have with us the personality who authored the best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, who has made a major impact globally. A very warm welcome to you, Robert Kiyosaki. Ayubowan to you from all of us here in Sri Lanka.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here in Sri Lanka.
It is indeed our honor to host you here at Hyde Park and have you here in Sri Lanka. Let's very quickly talk about Rich Dad, Poor Dad that has influenced many of our lives. I'm sure our viewers will see it. Your early life was shaped by two contrasting influences. Yes. Your rich dad, your poor dad. Tell us the single most important mindset shift that you taught and that would be very important for someone starting out today.
Well, first of all, the reason I wrote this book is 20-something years ago now, and it's still #1 in the world. And the academics don't like my book. Like colleges, universities don't like it.
Because yours is more practical?
No. Because most academics, like my poor dad was a PhD, academic, Marxist. They're good people, don't get me wrong, I use that term lightly. My poor dad was a Marxist. He believed in taxation and labor unions and things like this. And my rich dad never went to school, and he was a capitalist. And so my rich dad was my best friend's father. And when I was 10 years old, I grew up in Hawaii, a little sugar plantation town. And I asked my poor dad, I said, when do I learn about money? He says, we don't teach money at school, because money is the root of all evil. I'm like, well, you work for money, you know, I'm 10 years old. He said, no, it's evil. It didn't make sense to me. So I kept asking my poor dad, who was head of education for Hawaii, I said, how do I learn about money? He says, go talk to your best friend's father, who was Rich Dad. And Rich Dad never went to school. So he was the richest man in Hawaii. So at the age of 10, my rich dad started teaching me about money, playing Monopoly. And we all, Monopoly's played all over the world. And we all know the game. 4 greenhouses, red hotel. So he owned hotels all through Hawaii. I own hotels today. Just because I played the game, and it's called the neural pathways of the brain, I started to see my future. I said, I'm going to be like my rich dad, not my poor dad.
What an interesting story that has shaped many lives and influenced thousands.
I'm so surprised.
Across the globe, and not just in years, but decades, and it continues to. Robert, you've often challenged conventional education in a world now dominated, or will be dominated by AI, and now freelance, self-learning. How should people
You're a very smart young lady. Now the future is well, first of all, this here is a US dollar. It's fake. It's, America today is the biggest debtor nation in world history. And they just print this to pay their bills. So then you have Bitcoin coming on, or crypto. And then you have AI, and now super AI. So the idea of going to school to get a job is an obsolete idea, because already I don't need my attorney, and I don't need my accountant, because AI can do it. So all of these students are now studying today for what? And I didn't know at the time, but that's what's happening now. But the point here, this is fake. This is like toilet paper. And we print and print and print. So America now is the biggest debtor nation in world history. And I learned that my rich dad said, this steals the wealth of the world. So what America does is print this, and we come to Sri Lanka and we buy your products. So this is fake.
Still
and
in your
that's why I
wealth.
wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
I also see your 100 rupee Sri Lankan
Yeah, this
note here.
And I understand you guys had your debt problems too here in Sri Lanka. Your debt was too high for a while. So that's what happens when you print money.
That's a lot of education here. Just that little, the notes you show us. What was ever a moment when you doubted your own philosophy? Was there a moment, or was there a moment when you thought, no, I should write a new chapter to really fit today's changing world?
No, it's like I said. I was 10 years old, and my poor dad says, get your PhD. And I looked at him and I went, why would I get a PhD? He says, I don't know. He didn't know why. And I'd rather own hotels. So I own hotels today. And I own oil wells, I own cattle, I own food, and Bitcoin. I don't save this.
So saving money could be the biggest mistake you're making. That's what Robert Kiyosaki says. When we return after this short break, to stay with us. Welcome back. What must Sri Lanka do to avoid the next financial crisis? We'll learn from the rich dad. We have Robert Kiyosaki here in studio. Robert, you're in Sri Lanka for the first time. You'll be talking on Sunday at an event organized by Success Resources together with Dr. Kumar Iddamalena Leadership Academy here in Sri Lanka. So we're really waiting to hear from you, or would you tell us? You warned about, you say don't save money, invest it. How can we here in Sri Lanka be educated about money, investing, and growing our wealth?
Well, that's why I came. I'm going to show my board game, and I learned money playing Monopoly. And as kids, we like to have fun. And my education is I'm a pilot, so I learned how to fly. And I fought in Vietnam twice for the U.S. Marine Corps. I learned to crash. I learned to do all of that. But you cannot do it by reading a book. You have to do it. So back in 1996, I created this board game. And the reason I did is what they don't tell you about this here. When you work for fake money, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I'll say it again. When you work for this or this, the rich are getting richer, but the poor are getting poorer.
So what do we work for?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You have to have financial education, which they don't teach at school. So that's why I created my board game. I'm going to be teaching this in Sri Lanka. I have 5 great teachers who will be teaching with me. So I'll make education fun. Otherwise I thought school was boring.
Oh, we'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Can we maybe you take us through your board games?
I would appreciate that. Yeah. So.
Should we?
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. This here is the game board. So just like Monopoly, this is the rat race here. So when they tell you, go to school, get a job, you wind up here. But the rich are out here. And so the object of the game is to get you from here to here while having fun. So I operate out here, and the poor and middle class operate here. So by playing the game, you're having fun and you're learning and all this. But this is the real game board here. So that's the fun game. But this is the board game here. This is financial literacy. This is the most boring part of it.
Yeah.
This is called an income statement.
That.
This is called a balance sheet. And this is a statement of cash flow. The poor and middle class focus here, income and expenses. The rich focus here. So the purpose of the board game is to train your brain, because the people in Sri Lanka are very smart people. I know, I'm going, wow, they're really smart. But when your schools teach you to work here, you can't get rich. So So the purpose of the board game is to get you down here on the balance sheet. And this here is called the statement of cash flow. The best thing about it is with the other game,
yes, that's
you're having fun. And you try playing. Because when I was in business school, I was sound asleep during this part.
So you're really making education fun.
And you can be, I think 12 years old, you can play the game. We have a kids version also.
Yes.
But you're teaching your children to work for all, this is called financial literacy. But the poor and middle class only work here. The rich work here.
So the middle income trap is real. And do countries?
Yes. And work for this. And the harder you work for this, the poorer you become.
How about countries? How do small states like Sri Lanka work to come out of this trap?
Well, because Sri Lanka is a rich country with poor education. So by changing your child's education or your education, see, America, I love America. I've fought in Vietnam twice for America, but our banks are crooks. They steal from us via this. So they tell you, oh, work hard for this, work hard for this. So you work hard for this, and you're over here. You need to get it over here.
So you'll be teaching us how to get there.
There to here and there. It's called financial literacy. And you're having fun.
Yeah.
You're playing against somebody else. You can help each other. In school, you help, it's called cheating. We want you to help each other and things like this and have fun. So we'll be in Sri Lanka. We have 5 different instructors. And they're going to teach you this. And then the people that come can take the board game home and teach themselves, their families, their neighbors. My job is to create you to be a teacher.
Oh, you're making a lot of impact here in Sri Lanka already. So I'm just going to pass this up. We'll talk more, Robert. I think it's interesting how you make education fun. And everybody. So tell us, being rich versus being wealthy.
Very good. Oh, you're very smart. Rich is just the money side. I got $10 million. Wealth is how many days can you survive without working. So if I stop working today, I still make about $250,000 this a month for the rest of my life. I don't need a job. But our schools teach you to need a job and then to save money. And the US government prints this. So the more they print this, the more it goes down. And then the poor and middle class get poorer because I get richer because I own cattle, okay? But the poor and middle class have to buy the milk, the cheese, and all that. That goes up. So the rich get richer when you print this. They don't tell you that. And the poor and middle class get poorer when you work for this. Or this is the Sri Lanka money.
I'm already learning a lot since I read your book many years ago too. Let's quickly talk about Sri Lanka also. We went through a severe debt crisis, as you know. And if you were advising a small state, a small country like us on building long-term financial resilience, where would you begin? What would be your 3 key reforms?
Well, I think the next country coming up is India. It's going to kick China's butt. And what I know about the Indian people is they like silver. Silver is the next money, as well as Bitcoin. Yeah, there's a shortage of silver. So if you start saving silver today, you'll get richer and richer. You save this, you get poorer and poorer. So that's why I was watching the East here. Japanese say, dame, stupid. They copy everything. The Japanese copy American. They get poorer. And the good thing about India is you guys not going to copy America. Sri Lanka is going to copy more India and China. There's a thing called the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China. The world's changing. So if the people of Sri Lanka can get away from this here and go to gold, silver, or Bitcoin, you'll get richer and richer.
You warned of a looming financial crisis globally as well. But at the same time, we're talking about Donald Trump's tariffs hitting small countries like ours, and just as much as it affects larger countries like India, which is growing rapidly.
Well, Trump is a friend of mine, but
You've authored.
we wrote 2 books together. And he's a good man, but he's a good businessman too. So right now, he's trying to save America from this here. That's why the bankers are after that's why they try and shoot him.
So if you were 25 today in a developing country,
You're in the right spot in Sri Lanka. No, this is please hear me. This is a rich country with poor education. There's a very big difference. So if you lived in a poor country and you had poor education, you're in trouble. But even in the poor countries like Saudi Arabia, they have oil. So this country, this is a beautiful country. I'm like, this is a very rich place, rich country, but poor education and poor money.
You keep stressing on it. I think it's a great point you've made. So I want to ask you one more thing. Do you believe a country like Sri Lanka also can apply the principles as individuals when we talk about financial freedom for a country as Sri Lanka?
Absolutely. And that's why the board game was created in 1996. This came out in 97. Okay, so 96 for people to teach people. So there's like 300 people coming to Sri Lanka to my seminar on Sunday. So 300 people will learn how to teach. And if people teach people, you don't need to go to school. I mean, school is important,
Yes.
but they're not going to teach you about money.
Very quickly, maybe cross over to a quick fire segment where we'd like to maybe get a glimpse of how wealth making works. You said silver, but gold or real estate?
Real estate is important because of debt. You see, this became debt in 1971. Up until 1971, this was silver. And America changed it. It was gold and silver. So this became debt. So now today, America is the biggest debtor in the nation, in the world. $38 trillion. We're broke. And my generation, the boomer generation, even more broke because no financial education. So you're watching America go like this. I'm watching China come up like this, but India's coming up next.
You stress on education. Can we bring financial education, literacy, or financial freedom maybe to at a younger age in schools?
That's why the board games like Monopoly.
Making interesting and fun.
Yeah, but you think about it this way, if you want to play golf, could you read a book? You have to play. You have to make mistakes. But schools tell you, don't make mistakes. Well, how do you learn if you don't make mistakes?
And you memorize.
Yeah, and so the game, it's fake money, it's play money. You make all the mistakes you want, and you learn. And when you teach, you get smarter. Give and you shall receive. So if you go home with my game and you teach your family or your friends, you get smarter.
Give and you shall receive.
More,
yes. Stocks or business?
What's that?
Stocks or business?
I own my stocks. I don't buy stocks. I mean, I'm a capitalist. So I take companies. I took my last gold company. I took public on New York Stock Exchange.
You said Sri Lanka is a rich country, poor education. In 10 years, richer or poorer?
The Chinese are taking you guys. The Chinese are taking you guys already. I can see them. I can see them.
Do you think?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The Chinese are very good business people, same as the Indians. That's why I'm saying the battle is going to be done out here now. India, China, that border.
So we create a level playing field.
But the Chinese are already buying your place up. I can see it. Right?
So what's the next wise move for Sri Lanka?
Well, you educate you teach your friends and all this, so you can kick the Chinese out of here. Not only, but you can be as smart as the Chinese buying. They're buying your stuff with this. This is fake. You know what I mean? They just print it and give it to you. Oh, I'll take your land here.
Right.
It's criminal.
It is.
Crooked. America's been doing this for years. They print this and say, oh, thank you. Here, take this.
Yeah. You spoke about crypto earlier. Crypto changed the financial scene all of a sudden, but in 10 years, dead or thriving?
Well, the reason I have real estate is your banker wants you to use debt. Because in 1971, the only way this comes into being, I had to borrow it. So there's Americans who say live debt free. That's really stupid, because if we don't borrow money, there's no money. So money only comes after 1971. You borrow money, it exists. So with this, I borrow it and I buy real estate. And the real estate pays the debt. Okay, but I don't buy, you have to know when debt is to be used, when it's bad. Bad debt is when you use your credit card to, go shopping. But I use debt to buy real estate. And then the real estate pays off the debt.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
With your income,
Yes, from
rental
the
income,
property.
yes.
I see it all. I was riding in here going, Dr. Kumar's going, who wants that building? Who wants that building? Who wants that building? Who wants that building? I said, Chinese. I said, that fits. Am I correct?
Very much so.
Yes.
If AI becomes better at investing than humans, we spoke about AI, would you trust it with your own money?
AI is going to change the world no matter what happens. I don't know. They're already talking about super AI. And what super AI is, humans make AI and then AI, but pretty soon AI will be making AI. So what's going to happen? I'm not qualified, I cannot see it yet. But I do know this, that gold and silver and Bitcoin will be money, same as real estate. So that's why I own oil wells, because they'll always buy my oil from me. So I don't own oil stock. I don't own Exxon or BP or Total Oil. I own my oil well, and I sell the oil. I own the cattle, and I sell I don't kill the cattle. I sell the semen, the sperm, so they can breed more cattle. Some of it's it's cash flow, and then semen flow. Once you get it, you go, why isn't everybody doing this? It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like making money.
And it's fun making money the way.
My dad said, oh, my mom especially, you'll go to hell if you're rich. I said, I'm in hell because I'm poor. Do you know what I mean?
I think in Sri Lanka we were taught to be content with what you have.
Yeah.
That money is not something you should really pursue.
I agree with that. The most important thing is don't lie, cheat, steal. Your graft in this country is pretty high. I study the country. Your country risk is high. Graft is high here. Just don't be a part of it. I don't cheat. I don't lie. I don't steal. So there's always going to be in America liars, cheaters, steal.
Yeah.
But just don't be one of them. And that's why I have only certain friends I do business with. And if they lie, cheat, and steal, out.
So will the biggest investment opportunity, or wealth opportunity rather, in the next decade or so be something that we don't know, or will it still be real estate, tech, and maybe AI?
No, it's not that it's just real estate. If you notice what I invest in, people use. Like I produce oil. I have Texas and Oklahoma oil wells. So they're going to use it. 20 years from now, they'll still be using it. So it's a matter of buying what I invest, what works, what is needed. So I own big apartment houses, and people will always rent from me. So every month, send me a check. Every month. Every month, my oil wells. Every month, my cattle send me money. And my friend owns chickens, and he sells 18 million chickens a month. Eggs a month. So he has chickens producing money.
Oh, yes, your
It's not
greatest.
that hard. You think about it, well, right?
You
Everybody's going to eat eggs.
Yeah, you've made money work for you.
Yeah.
And it's very clear that your greatest asset isn't money. We'll come back after this short break. We're in conversation with the world-renowned best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we'll talk about, for those young people who want to come out of the trap they're in and are desperate to get some advice and get out of this rat race you spoke about. Academically speaking, you didn't succeed there, but you made money work for you. So what would you tell our young people who are starting out today with a zero balance and who is working somewhere else?
Well, I'll tell my story. My friend, you know, we had no money, and his father gave him 6 chickens, and they started producing eggs. Today, he produces 18 million eggs a month. Those chickens, he just kept having more chickens, right? And more chickens and more chickens. He just kept reinvesting his chickens. It's so easy when you go, well, why isn't everybody doing it? Because our schools teach us to go to school and get a job versus be an entrepreneur. And when you start looking at, oh my God, I could do this, I could serve my people. And the same thing, this most important thing is if the cash flow board games you come to learn, we'll have 5 different teachers there. And then when you teach other people, you get smarter. Do you know what I mean? People think to be rich you have to be greedy, and some people are. But I have found the more generous I am, the more I help other people get rich, I get richer. I don't have to cheat them. I don't have to be a crook. And there's crooks out there. So the most important thing is what makes your heart happy.
Oh, lovely. We have many talking about mindful decision making in financing.
Yes.
What's this all about from the rich dad's perspective?
Well, being mindful is I really want the best for you too, and me. That's why I'm saying some people lie, cheat, and steal. You know, it's just terrible. I couldn't live with myself. But if I'm more concerned about you, like I make sure my friend you have good eggs tomorrow, I'm mindful. And if I'm teaching somebody else, I'm mindful. I'm being generous. Or you can be greedy. So being generous without damage, without stealing, is the way you get richer and richer and richer.
A very Buddhist way of approach as well, I feel. Coming from a country predominantly hearing Buddhist philosophy here in Sri Lanka.
But you guys are very kind, giving people, aren't you?
We are. Very hospitable.
I know. Very kind people.
Yes. Yes, and I think we're very kind, sometimes not to make too much money.
Yes.
Let's hear from the poor dad, Robert. What would the poor dad be doing in a situation as we are in Sri Lanka?
He'd be saying, get your PhD. You know, PhD stands for poor, helpless, and desperate. I was a pilot. And when I came out of the Marine Corps, my poor dad says, get a job with the airlines. So I'd be applying for like Cathay Pacific or something. I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to teach, so I taught. And I'm happier that way. So when you find out what you really want to give, you know, like my friend gives eggs, and mine is oil wells. What makes the world better is what I want to give. And if you do it that way, legally, honestly, and ethically, morally, good.
With supply chains constrained, the world seeing wars than ever before. I think you've seen the shifts over the years, over the decades. But you wrote this book. I know you've spoken about what inspired, but tell us how you approached authoring this book, and how you look back today when you see thousands of lives changed, and you're here in Sri Lanka too.
Well, my friends always laugh at me from high school because I flunked out of high school because I can't write. I have 2 Fs. My 10 years old, at 10th grade and 12th grade, I flunked out.
And you still made this work.
And even this book was turned down by the publishers. The publishers did not like what I was saying. It's not that I can't write. They disagreed with what I was writing, if that makes sense to you.
Right.
So that's why the board game, I just know that you read this book, you play the board game, and you go and teach, you'll get smarter.
So how well do the academics take the rich dad side of your story?
Not well. Most are Marxist. They're not bad people, they just have different economic philosophy.
So Marxists render a country poor,
Marxists,
and capitalists.
They believe the government should control everything. This is central bank, that's Marxist. Central bank, Marxist. They want power, do you know what I mean? They want power.
I want to ask you about the Sri Lankan financial story, but you've, I think, very clearly said education and education, and 3 financial habits, if I may ask you. Anyone can start this week with 0 money.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Well, it's just how can you make the world a better place? What does the world need, you know? And, you know, like some people, like, somebody comes and cleans my room, they're making it a better place. I mean, they're working, they're doing something. Who is the man that owns the station here? He's a smart dude. Do you know what I mean? He's running for office and all that. This guy is smart. He's giving. You see, he's a good role model already. So he knows how to use the bankers and this stuff and the tourists and the Chinese. Very good entrepreneur.
The biggest mistake a developing country like ours would do when chasing foreign investments, how would you maybe pinpoint that to us?
Corruption. America's a very corrupt country too. We have our problems. So like, I know people don't like Trump, but he's going after a lot of people right now. And that's why they shoot him and all this stuff. It takes courage to be a politician. I wouldn't want to do it.
Oh, for a small island nation recovering from a debt crisis as Sri Lanka, is tourism, in your opinion, a long-term wealth-generating strategy?
Yeah, I mean,
not a short-term crutch.
No, but because you're building first-class hotels and your water. I mean, I see what you guys are doing. Unfortunately, most of that Chinese money. I know that.
So what are we going to do about that?
Well, just be nice to the Chinese too. You know, I mean, that's the global society. Just know that Sri Lanka is a rich country. That's why people are coming here. I can see it starting to go like this, and yet your culture is so wholesome. You know, I look at the slums and all this stuff. I go, but there's a culture there that's rich. Do you know what I mean? There's something. Like I was just coming to the station here. You have guys selling used books. You never see anybody in America selling used books. So I go, man, they must be smart people because they value literature.
We do.
So the culture is rich. It's smart. I'm being very honest. And when I saw Pete's books for sale and all this, I went, you know.
Yeah.
So the people are rich and smart.
So they say Singapore learned from Sri Lanka, made Singapore a Sri Lanka in the old days. So now Sri Lanka is talking about being the Singapore in South Asia. What mindset shift do you suggest as a nation we adopt?
Well, what I see you guys doing is you're doing land reclamation, what Singapore did. And Singapore is a very well-run economy. Very smart people, very well. You know, I couldn't live there because they fine you for chewing gum, but anyway. You know, but it's the way economies should run. So Singapore is a very good model for Sri Lanka, because I see it. You're doing land reclamation and tourism, and it's beautiful beaches. It's almost like, what's that place in Saudi Arabia? Anyway, it's...
So on Sunday, we will have close to 400 Sri Lankans learning from you how to make money work for you.
And to teach other people.
And to teach other people.
The
because
key
the
is
more
can you teach other people?
So you not just give, but you
Yes.
receive more.
Yes. Well, the more you give, the more you receive. Like, you know, when we were kids, with the boys, if you wanted to smile, you smile. You want to punch, you throw a punch. So if you teach people to get rich, you get richer.
But what are the biggest mistakes investors making now? I mean, you keep talking about learning, giving back, educating yourselves.
The problem with people is they think mistakes are bad. Okay, like you can't learn to play golf unless you make bad shots. And the same with me when I was learning to fly. The first thing I was a Marine Corps pilot, they teach us how to crash because the odds are we were going to get shot down in Vietnam anyway. So they teach us the bad part first. So in the game, the good thing about the cash flow board game, it's play money, it's monopoly money. Bet like crazy, have a good time, make big mistakes. You know what I mean? If you lose, it's just, I just lost some fake money. Just like this stuff.
You've challenged the way we think about money,
Yes.
and you continue to do so.
Yes.
Finally, what message do you have for us, for our viewers joining us at Hyde Park tonight to watch you?
It's the most important thing is I see the wealth of this country starting to blossom. I mean, it is such a beautiful place. I forgot the name of the owner of this place. He is one smart dude. I look at it, you can see him in the work. You know what I mean? You can
A reflection of his beliefs, you mean, and his
well,
work.
you can see it in what they do. Like if I was to build this, it would be terrible. But you can see a person in what they work on. So that's why AI is going to be a problem because it's going to take a lot of that work away. So that's why if you work with your hands, you're going to have a better chance now again, you know. And entrepreneurship is going to explode because the world's going to have a lot of problems coming up because of this. This is fake money. That's going to cause a lot of problems, but problems are opportunities.
On that note, I think it's time we wrap up. Thank you very much, Robert Kiyosaki, for your time here in Sri Lanka. Ayubowan. I think many are looking forward to join you at the first time in Sri Lanka live. You'll be joining this Sunday. Take control of your cash flow. This Sunday with Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling author of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, will be speaking at an workshop organized by Success Resources in strategic partnership with Dr. Kumar Iddamalena Leadership Academy this Sunday here in Colombo. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Once again to you, Robert. It was indeed an honor to have you here. We were in conversation with the world-renowned investor, entrepreneur, educator, and the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a book that has inspired generations to take control of your money, to build wealth, to make money work for you. Next week.
And teach other people.
And teach other people, yes.
Get rich.
Yes, thank you very much for pointing that out, and we'll see you again next week with yet another discussion. And that's all from us here at Hyde Park. We hope you'll start making money work for you.